Absolutely no justification for this level of child exploitation.
Hey, welcome everybody. Today we are diving into this discussion about parenting privacy and why a lot of mom influencers are reconsidering showing their kids' faces online. So let's get into the rise of mom influencers first and foremost. So the concept of mom influencers was popularized sometime in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. And it was mostly through Facebook community groups and bloggers sharing parenting advice and product recommendations. So once Instagram took off, a lot of the moms that were running these Facebook groups, they kind of morphed into these social media mom influencers. However, the world of momfluencers, as we know it, can really be attributed to that. You remember that cough time back in 2020? So there was a time where so many of us were on lockdown and we turned to a lot of other moms to really find creative ways to keep our kids engaged and busy. And people were sharing recipes and crafts and parenting techniques. And women creating mom content were doing huge views and huge engagement numbers, and brands took notice. So brands started paying these momfluencers to promote their products and services.
Already have an advantage as a content creator. Do you not realize how many people gravitate towards parenting content? A lot of people think that having kids is paralyzing, but honey, let me tell you something. Come here, come closer. I got a lot of my brand deals because of my child. Okay? Brands are looking at me because of my child. My 10 million views on my channel, my page, is because of my child. So if you're a parent, don't hide. Show us your parenting style. Show us how you vibe with your kid. Do morning routines, night routines. Do it all.
Many moms enjoy sharing content with their children. A lot of moms really enjoy the connection that they get with the audience. They describe it as this connection with the audience and the relatability in this community building. Many people do vlog style videos that show their everyday lives. So they may show their morning and evening routines with their children, shopping, family travels, cleaning, meal preps, things of that sort. And another allure to being a momfluencer is the opportunity to be paid. There are opportunities for sponsorships and brand deals. And some families even hope that being online and after getting these brand deals that their children are discovered online by like major networks and companies. Now I want to get a little bit into a lot of like the growing privacy concerns and the potential risk and consequences with showing your kids' face online. So obviously, while being a mom content creator can be rewarding and lucrative, it's also potential risk and consequences associated with sharing your kids' face online. And there's actually an ABC documentary.
It's a lesson Cam Barrett says she wishes her mom had learned. When Cam was young, her private life was thrown into the public domain.
My mom kind of made like my first MySpace account with me. I think that was like my first introduction to like social media, but like as a child, I didn't know better. So I kind of think I like used it more as like a toy.
A toy that soon turned into a digital scrapbook for her mom.
She would just post paragraphs about like my day-to-day life, what I was doing.
Cam's mom sharing moments that were deeply personal, from her first period to photos of her in a bikini as a child, and this moment after Cam was in a car accident.
She was right there taking pictures when I'm like strapped to the gurney and I have a neck brace on, and it's like I needed a hand to hold, but like it was like a camera put in my face instead. And so like I think that was the moment I realized I was just like, I don't know, I kind of felt like a product almost, because it just was like, it's like I needed my mom in that moment.
Posting snowballed into an addiction for her mom, while Cam endured bullying online.
There would be so many people commenting being like, why is she always sick? Like, what's really wrong with her? Like, is there actually anything wrong with her? It's probably just her anxiety. My mom would make me like her profile picture and stuff. Like, she would get like comments from older men. She didn't know better. The internet was so new to her generation.
The ABC special also spoke to other content creators about their views on kids' faces being shown. So there's a TikTok creator by the name of Mom Uncharted, who's been
and it's
really
literally
vocal and
pimping
calling
out your
out the
children.
dangers
So the parents
of
are selling
children's
photo
faces being
sets
shown
of these
online.
2 young minor girls, and they're also selling cameos. So I went over to Cameo to see who is buying these cameos, and I couldn't help but notice that the individuals are men, and one particular Corey here seems to purchase them on a regular basis. Honestly, I don't even know what to think of this or what to make of this. What are your thoughts? This individual, Corey, is buying cameos from an 11-year-old girl on a regular basis, and the parents are allowing this to happen.
Unfortunately, this does not only happen on social media. Think about the TV shows like Dance Moms or Toddlers and Tiaras that feature young girls dancing or young girls in beauty pageants. As I was doing research for this video, I came across this article where a convict file described Toddlers and Tiaras as quote unquote legal eye candy that nobody will admit. So let that sink in. Let's get into some of the influencer kids' reactions of this whole thing. Now, we know for Gen Z, social media has pretty much always been a part of life. And it's pretty commonplace for parents to share their kids' birthday photos, vacations, award ceremonies, all like the highlights and fun moments or important moments. But some children of the mom influencers or family blog channels have had much more private moments shared online. So things like injuries or even videos and clips of them being disciplined for bad grades or so-called misbehaviors. Now, there's a journalist, Fortissa Latifi. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. But she interviewed a young girl who's going by the name of Claire to protect her identity. Now, Claire's family has a huge YouTube family vlog channel. Now, she's been in these videos since toddler age to teenager. And Claire was telling the journalist that the first time she went viral was when she was a toddler. And the family channel received so many views and so much money that both her parents quit their jobs because the YouTube revenue was enough to support their family. It bought them a new house and a new car. And so as she continues going along and doing these videos that her family is encouraging to do. And so one day, Claire told her parents that she did not want to do YouTube videos anymore. So her dad's response to this was, if they stopped doing the videos, then they would have to move out of their house. Her parents would have to go get jobs again. And there would be no money for the quote unquote nice things. And as she was speaking to the journalist, Claire said, that's not fair that I have to support everyone. And Claire also says that she tries not to be resentful of her family having her do this channel, but she is. Claire also feels a lot of pressure dealing with her family right now. She's even said that whenever she's with her family, all they do is talk about the family channel, and her relationship with her father is strained. Part of it being strained is not only the pressure she feels from the family channel, but he's even told her things like he's her father and he's also her boss. And with conversations like that and her feeling kind of like she's the family cash cow and she can't even just have a regular father-daughter relationship because she's seen as you're the money maker, I'm your boss, we can't stop this, we want to continue living, this kind of life of luxury they created for themselves with this YouTube channel. This is so bad that Claire is considering going no contact with her parents when she turns 18 and moves out of the house. In addition to all this, Claire also knows that her family is making a lot of money off of her. And her parents have said that they're saving part of the money for her college, but Claire doesn't even know how much money they're actually saving. This is the issue with many of the kid influencers having their lives played out online. There weren't child labor laws in place to protect them. So imagine being the child of a momfluencer. You put in the work, You appear in the videos and brand deals, but when you turn 18, there's no money set aside for you. Now, currently, there are several states that have introduced laws that entitle child influencers under 16 to own their own right to payment. So amongst these states include Maryland, California, Georgia, Missouri, Ohio, and Arizona. Before these states got on board and started doing the research and really seriously considering this, Illinois was actually the only state to successfully pass legislation protecting child influencers. So sometime in August 2023, a bill was passed that will entitle influencers under the age of 16 to a percentage of earnings based on how often they appear on video blogs or online content. The pay would be at least 30 of the adult vloggers' compensated video content produced within a 30-day period, which includes the likeness, name, or photograph of the minor. The money would also be held in a trust until the child turned 18. In addition to kids not wanting to be a part of family channels, sometimes these platforms even take a darker turn. So if anybody's been keeping up with the mom from 8 Passengers, Ruby Frankie. Ruby Frankie is the momfluencer of a family vlog channel, 8 Passengers. Now, in December 2023, she pleaded guilty to several charges of child abuse. Many critics of their channel say they were mistreating their children in plain sight. So they often use the channel to discipline and publicly humiliate their children. So there was this one instance where the preschooler and their family forgot to pack her lunch, and the mom refused to bring her lunch to school. And I think she said something in this clip along the lines of, it's her responsibility to pack her own lunch. She knows this. And she said something to the effect of, I really hope that no one in school gives her any food or something. So there was also another time where one of the son's bed was taken away for months after playing what I would consider a harmless prank on a younger sibling. So the older son jokingly said that they were all going to like Disney World or Disneyland. And as a consequence, he wasn't allowed to sleep on the bed and his mattress was taken for several months because he played a prank on his younger brother by saying this. Now, Sherry Frankie is the daughter of Ruby Frankie. She spoke out about her disapproval for being a part of her family's channel. And some of the thumbnails and video titles with this whole 8 Passengers thing, they include pretty embarrassing topics. I'm thinking if I was a child, it would be embarrassing. But some of the thumbnails include like puberty, things about hickeys, quote unquote, the talk, like the birds and the bees. And Sherry Frankie talks about how if you were to type her name into Google, Sherry Frankie period was amongst the top 5 search when you type in her name. There's also the TikTok account at Run Eleanor that has more than 17 million followers. So this account shows a young girl, I believe she's probably somewhere around age 5. It started when she was under age 5, a toddler. And so her mother is being accused of exploiting her daughter. So some videos show her daughter playing with a tampon or her daughter being in a bathing suit. And many of the followers of this account began noticing that certain videos got more likes and views. So videos that seem to sexualize a little girl, or where she had less clothing, or any kind of like sneaky or subtle like sexual innuendos, those seem to get a ton of views. There's even fan accounts for this little girl, and there are searches. If you search up her name and you type something like Ren eating corn dog or Ren scandalous outfits, these are literal pages or things that have been searched about this little girl. And these searches alone show that some of the followers are tuning into this girl's page for more sinister reasons. There have been several moms who decided to stop showing their kids' faces, including a content creator by the name of Bobby. Now, Bobby has 2 daughters whose faces aren't shown in her content now, but in the past, her oldest daughter, Richard, was shown, and Bobby used to share everything. In the past, she shared Richard's real full name. Now she calls her daughters Richard and Concrete, but she shared Richard's real full name, birthday, and even the hospital she was born at before she deleted all of Richard's photos. So Bobby decided to delete all of the videos of her oldest and stop showing faces after someone commented on a posted video calling Richard ugly and stupid. There's also another creator, Maya Knight, who doesn't show her children's faces as of December 2022. So now she films like the back of them, or she'll use her hand to cover their faces, or emojis or something to put over their faces. There's also a TikToker by the name of Mrs. Deja Smith. So Deja Smith is a momfluencer, and about a year into her content creation, she decided to not show her toddler's face any longer, and she deleted any social media posts with any videos of her child. And she goes on to say, I was getting a lot of interaction under my videos that were specifically pertaining to my daughter. I always wanted to base my content around me. That's like the whole point of it. It's centered around me, you know? So when people are starting to center it around my daughter, that's when it got uncomfortable for me. There's also creator Minzy. Minzy doesn't use her last name at all on social media as a way to protect her kid's identity. And she feels like her kid doesn't have any say-so in being online. Therefore, she doesn't even use her son because he can't give his consent. There's also a content creator, Brittany Balin. So she's a full-time content creator, and she had a following of over 500,000 followers, but decided to begin creating content without using her 3-year-old daughter after having an interaction with another parent at her kid's school that creeped her out.
For Cody, a single mom in California, the post started as a way to entertain her 3 kids during the pandemic.
I had started just doing some dances with my kids online to kind of pass the day. And pretty quickly, I started gaining some traction, getting a following.
She found a community on Instagram and Facebook,
We used to post 500 pictures a day.
where she would share update after update about her family.
I would kind of show the ins and outs of being a single mom.
But it wasn't long before her social media presence took a dark turn after a video of her swapping places with her 5-year-old daughter went viral.
I put my phone down after it posted. A couple hours later, checked it again. It was at 6 million views. And, you know, the first thought there is how exciting it was. And then I opened the comments, and the comments were all inappropriate towards her. I was so disgusted. I immediately deleted the video, deleted every video of them on the page, and haven't really looked back.
Even after wiping every picture of her kids from the internet, she says their school address was leaked and her family started to receive death threats.
I would have gone in to it more prepared, possibly with a, suit of armor, and would never have posted my kids.
So now I want to get into the impact of taking your child off social media. So it does affect your money and your views. Many times the audience, they get attached to your child, and some people have even gotten upset when the kids are no longer a part of the content. And momfluencers can also be impacted by receiving less brand deals when their children are not featured in their content. And there's been a mix of supportive and critical comments from some followers. Some say that they support the decision not to show the kids' faces anymore, and they'll continue to support the creator. And others say that if they can't see the faces of the kids they're growing attached to, they're just not really interested in engaging with the social media accounts anymore. Overall, I definitely think being a momfluencer is a personal choice for each family to make, and we've seen many reasons why people might find it enjoyable, and it's really fun. It does build community, and it can open a door for many monetary opportunities. Now, on the flip side, it is true, children, especially young children, cannot consent. Even in cases where it's not an overt invasion of privacy, it can still be risky. I'm sure there are children who do actually enjoy being in front of the camera. They may actually express that they like doing the videos. They may ask parents to be in the videos. But to be fair, they also can't truly understand the full consequence of sharing so many personal things online. They're a child. They can't really foresee the future or even in the present how they may be impacted by it. Anyway, let me hear your thoughts on this topic and any other topics you'd like to hear a breakdown on. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video.